Moving more helps create better body chemistry. Now, there are lots of ways to move more, but probably the easiest way to start is to walk. After all, it's what humans do. So, walking is often recommended as a physical activity for the less athletic. And, well, it's an easy option. Okay, sometimes it's too easy. Classed as an aerobic activity, how aerobic it ends up being does depend on the speed of the walk, and a slow, leisurely walk is less beneficial than speed walking. The reality, you need to do more than just take a leisurely stroll to get the blood moving. And if you're old, sick, or obese, getting up to speed can quite literally never happen. Plus, there's always the possibility that there is a misstep. So the easy option becomes a liability. You end up ambling along, but the experience is not enough to see meaningful benefits from a physical activity perspective. To be counted as physical activity, what you're doing needs to be considered moderate to high intensity. Now, part of the problem is the nature of the exercise. Walking is a leg-centric process. Only the legs are doing it. When you're walking, the muscles in the bottom half of the body are putting in a strong effort. But the muscles in the upper body, they're doing very little. This uneven distribution of effort can cause some negative vibes and dial down the overall chemical benefits, since only working muscles take up sugar, burn calories, and spew out beneficial chemicals such as VEGF. But walking can be put on steroids. Join us for this episode of Better Body Chemistry TV as we discover how to walk your way to better body chemistry. Better Body Chemistry TV is brought to you by Dr. Sandy, a scientist turned gremlin buster, helping you battle sugar gremlins, heifer lumps, and other health horribles through better body chemistry. Remember, small things can make a big difference to your health. So, how do you do walking on steroids? Well, it all starts with a pole or two. Introducing Nordic walking. So what is it? Well, Nordic walking has its roots in the mountains of Scandinavia. You see, getting around on a snow-covered mountain requires some fancy footwork. Donning a pair of skis stops that sinking feeling. But to actually move from point A to point B, you need to propel yourself forward, and poles create that propulsion. This is what people do when they do cross-country skiing. But speed is an issue when you're competing in the sport of cross-country skiing. And if you want to be the best, well, that requires training. Unfortunately, there is a limitation to the sport of cross-country skiing. You need snow, ice, a serious constraint if you live in Africa like me. No worries. There's a plan B. It's possible to mimic the cross-country skiing motion through Nordic walking. It works for the cross-country skiers. It helps serious skiers up their game, getting them in line to win medals and accolades during the winter season. But a few years ago, Nordic walking went mainstream. No snow or mountains are required. All it takes is a set of relatively inexpensive poles adjusted to your height and a little know-how. There are lots of videos on YouTube that can teach you the basics. Adding poles ups the game of mere mortals. Numerous studies have shown people who engage in Nordic walking work harder. This is the data from a study done on 11 healthy obese ladies after they had mastered Nordic walking. The maroon bars reflect how much energy was used when walking on a treadmill with the poles. The blue bars are without poles. Definitely more energy was burned, meaning less energy was stored. Yay! And Nordic walking feels good too. When the researchers tracked the ladies' perspective on how hard they were working, all reported the sticks made walking, especially walking uphill, much easier. And it's safer too. Studies suggest injuries are pretty rare, clocking in at around 0.926 injuries per 1,000 hours. Compare this to basketball and squash, which reports around 14 injuries per 1,000 hours. The part of the body most likely to suffer an ouch, the thumb. The point, using poles while walking means there's less chance of missteps, ending in catastrophic tumbles. And it's cool. Nordic walking is a fashion statement. Let's be honest. Walking is not particularly fashionable. Every Dick, Tom, and Harry does it. And, well, the Dick, Tom, and Harrys doing it often do it because, well, they don't have a set of wheels to get from point A to point B, but swinging a set of custom designed poles looks and feels a whole lot more hip. Plus, you're outdoors, soaking up the sun and experiencing nature. Hopefully, walking down a sidewalk in peak hour traffic, whether it's Nordic or not, is probably not a health move. To date, over 25 studies have confirmed the benefits of Nordic walking for a whole range of health problems. Now, most of these studies are small and they're not always well designed, but the message is consistent. Walking is good. Nordic walking is better. If you already walk, good for you. Take it up a notch by grabbing a pair of poles and going Nordic walking. It's walking on steroids. If you're not in the habit of doing anything too physical, Nordic walking is a great, softer exercise option. But if the poles are more than you can handle, just walk. Walking on its own helps create better body chemistry and better health. Interested in discovering more ways to create better body chemistry or need a little help getting your body chemistry on track? Visit our website at www.betterbodychemistry.com, browse our library, or enroll in one of our courses or programs. The advice is simple to follow and based on real science, not hype. And know someone who needs a softer option to get active. Share this video with them. And if this is your first time here, be sure to subscribe to our channel so you catch future episodes of Better Body Chemistry TV. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Remember, small things can make a big difference to your health.